I've been asked to show how you change grits and advance grits with a Sandoflex. Now this is a metal body. Some of you may have metal bodies and some of you may have the plastic bodies. It's the same way, same deal either way. And the way you can know when you run out of grit is you loosen this to advance the grit. You just loosen it, you don't take it off. And then you turn this knob a little bit to advance the paper coming out. And there's detents, you can feel those detents, maybe you can hear them. Well, the way you can tell when it's time to feed out more when you're empty, when you turn this either way, nothing much happens. It ends up pulling it back in, and that's because it's empty. There's nothing left to feed out. So you take off this little nut, and you take off this, and that's what the inside looks like. So I'm going to put one of these inside of here. First thing to do is have a vise. I happen to have a wood vise, and you just set this in there like that so that you have something stationary to hold it, and then just lift that out of there. These brushes are replaceable, but man, don't buy them on eBay. They charge as much for those brushes as you can buy the whole thing for. These are okay, they're not great, but they're okay. So this is probably the hardest part, is getting this all unwound. And then I used to always have a hard time remembering which way to install them. The back of the piece, not the sandpaper part, but the back of it goes against the brush. And so just open it up like I have it here. Just start with one, go on to the next one, go on to the next one. This is why it's got to be in a vise. You could never do this in your lap or something. Okay, and then put the lid on. Got to get it inside that square cardboard sleeve. And I like to wind it clockwise to pull them all in. Now this happens to be 120 grit, and it's much easier on this 120 or 180 or something finer than it is on, say, 80 or 60 grit, because that's so much thicker. It's really hard to wind it in, to just even get it all in there. Okay, now that it's all in there, I just put the nut back on loosely so that there's still room to lift this up and move to the next detent. Now with that just setting there, I take one from over here and then one 180 degrees away, and I pull. And that pulls up the slack, and then I go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Pull fairly hard, and these won't necessarily be even, so that's good. Then get yourself some scissors, and these should be cut about even with the top of the brush. I'm going to leave that one, it's just a 1/4 inch over. This one's almost 1 inch over. So I just grab that, pull tight, and cut it with scissors. Now these scissors are crappy. These are free scissors from Harbor Freight, so they don't cut very well. That one's okay. This one's a little long. That's it. Tighten down your nut, you're done. Now, to feed it out, how do you feed it out? Once you've worn this sandpaper down to where it's not doing any good anymore, simply loosen that nut, back it off about 2 clicks, 1, 2, tighten it back up a little, and pull. 180 degrees apart, feed out new. I like to do that, and then I like to do it one more time because it doesn't seem like 2 is enough. So now I'm turning it counterclockwise, because remember I wound it in there clockwise. and pull them back out and then trim them off, just like I did a minute ago. But we don't have to do that, so I'm going to wind it back in, already trimmed. Lock it down, good to go. Ready, all refilled, ready to go. I hope that was clear and easy. There you go.